So this is one of my family's new favourite dishes. It's the ultimate sausage casserole. We've got the most amazing potato dumplings that are crispy on the top, really gorgeous and gooey on the bottom. We've got loads of veg in there, a beautiful gravy, crispy sausages. So let's do it. I've boiled 800 grams of nice Maris Piper potatoes. I've got 6 big, lovely Cumberland sausages here. In that same pan that we boiled the potatoes, just whack in a little bit of olive oil. Get that on a medium heat, take your sausages, and then gently fry these for about 10 minutes, give or take, until they're nice and golden. The next thing we're gonna do is gravy. I'm gonna be using carrots here. Split that down the middle, and then into quarters. Just cut it into like 1 or 2 centimetre chunks. Now on the leek here, I'm going to just split them down the middle, like that. Just roughly chop them. So look, we've got some nice colour on these sausages now. Put them on a little bowl or plate. The sausages will flavour the fats in the pan, and that's going to make the veggies really, really delicious. Fry this off for about 10-15 minutes. It will shrink down, it will be gorgeous. In the meantime, let me show you how to make these dumplings. Mash the potato, season it with salt and pepper, you know, fairly standard. But then, if we get some nice whole grain mustard, I'll take about a heaped teaspoon, and the mustard seeds, I think, really make this. It's like a little surprise. So look, once you've mixed all that together, roughly chop it in half with your hand, in half again, and just kind of put it in your hand like a cricket ball. It's as easy as that. 4 lovely potato dumplings, ready and raring to go. So we're now caramelising. You can see it on the leeks and the carrots. So we'll go in with 1 heaped teaspoon of whole grain mustard. Then we're going to go in, wait for it, with a good old friend of mine, brown sauce. About 3 tablespoons. It smells incredible already. Then tins of mixed beans. Get that in there, juice and all. And then last but not least, we're gonna go tinned tomatoes, right? So 1 whole tin goes in, just kind of squeeze the plum tomatoes in there to break them up. And then what you wanna do is fill this up with water. That'll give you that little bit of extra moisture. We're gonna bring that to the boil and simmer that for like 10-15 minutes until it looks scrumptious, right? Now, with our beautiful everyday Cumberland sausage, score little ½ centimetre slices. So by scoring it like this, it looks cool. It creates more surface area, which is more crispy bits, more flavour, yes! And then on the underside, this also sucks up more flavour from this gorgeous sauce. Score both sides, take the sausage and just sink it in this sauce. Then we go in with the lovely potato dumplings, straight in there. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Just brush it with some oil to get it really, really golden. Now, instead of using the brush, just use some herbs. A bit of thyme, a bit of rosemary, pour in some oil and brush it. And that will not only make it go golden and gorgeous, it will absolutely flavour it. Take some of those thyme leaves and just put them in and around the pan. Now, I'll put it under the grill for about 10-15 minutes on high, until golden and delicious. You hungry?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Whoa, how do you make the mountain thing?
They are potato dumplings. So let's just plate some up. You got your sausage in there. You got your veg in there. Absolutely beautiful. So a little bit of greens in there. Here we go. So let's have a little try of this.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Go on, mate.
It's really nice.
So what do you reckon, Buds? Are you happy with that, mate?
Yeah, delicious.
So good. We're going to bring together 2 of the most incredible things in the world, the roast and the curry. Yes, you know it makes sense. This is a proper weekend treat, an amazing alternative to a Sunday roast. So here I have the beautiful shoulder of lamb, beautiful sweet meat that over course of time will just reward you with tenderness and beautiful pulled meat. It's going to be epic. So first up, we need a spice paste. Let's get some flavours going. I want to go in with 1 thumb-sized piece of ginger. My thumb, not yours. Add a whole bulb of garlic, a pinch of salt and pepper, and 1 red onion. Just peeled and quartered and thrown into here as well. Next up, some serious lamb-loving spices. Mustard seeds, just a tablespoon. These are going to give great flavour. Almonds, a nice little handful goes in. A nice generous pinch of cumin. What we want to do is we want to flavour the lamb, kind of marinate the lamb, but create like a crust that's just outrageous. So next, pick it up with some fresh chilies. I'm gonna go in with 2, but you spice it as you like it. We're then gonna whiz this up. Now add a lug of olive oil, a tablespoon of vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of lovely yogurt. I can smell that already. Now have a little taste. Oh, even raw, absolutely delicious. I'm packing a curry into a roast, so these flavours need to go deep into the meat. Get yourself a knife and go about 2 inches deep. As you go in, just sort of twist. In, twist, in, twist, in, twist, 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 twist. That's secret ingredient number 1. Okay, curry leaves. They're like little mini bay leaves. Just run your hands down the stalks and you get these. The smell is phenomenal. Now stuff those leaves right into the meat. And that's what I call proper flavour happening there. Spread your marinade under and over your joint. It's going to stick to the lamb to kind of be this lovely kind of encrustment. Look at the colour, so beautiful. Just going to put some water in there to sort of give a little bit of moisture to the air, and you're going to get incredible sort of sticky goodness in the bottom of that tray. Give it a little drizzle of olive oil, and just look at that, what a picture. That's going to go into a hot oven, let's say about 220 degrees Celsius, for about 20-30 minutes, just to kind of get this kind of crusting up. Then I'm going to turn the oven right down to about 130 degrees Celsius, nice and low. Cook it for 3 to 4 hours until it's sort of pullable and you can just pull it all apart. And in the bottom of this tray, we're going to make the best gravy ever. So 3.5 hours has passed. That last little moment, when it just kind of dances, that's what I'm after. Boom. Look at it. Gorgeous. And just like your Sunday roast, the best gravy comes from the tray. You want to save all of this lovely goodness and just pour away that pure fat, okay? Bring it to the boil and give it a makeover with some fresh flavours. So we're going to go back with our friend Mr. Mustard Seeds. Just find a little spot of fat and then just put a little heaped teaspoon in. They're going to start popping. They have wonderful flavour. We're going to go back in with some fresh curry leaves, just for sort of vivaciousness and freshness. Then we're going to go in with the sliced red onions. Nice, fast heat, aggressive, quick. Give it a stir. I love the way it's so immediate. In with the ginger. Then we're going to go in with some green chilli again, nice and fresh. A small bunch of coriander, half to go on my dish, and half the stalks washed to get chopped up and put into this sauce. It's almost like stir frying now. We're moving it around. And then last but not least, some tomatoes. This is like the best of roast gravy. This is the best of a curry sauce. I'm just going to add a very important ingredient, coconut milk. As soon as this comes to the boil, it's ready. Let's have a go. That's naughty. That's very naughty. Needs a nice pinch of salt. It's gagging just for a little bit of lemon, just to lift it. All that's left is to platter it up. Your Sunday roast will never be the same again. On it goes. I'm serving it up with a lemony green salad, crunchy poppadoms, and some fluffy basmati rice. That, as a feast, is really amazing. So let me portion you up a bit. Let's not forget that naughty sauce. Look at that, guys. You have to say, that is a celebration. If you did this at the weekend, I think people are just going to go absolutely mad for it. And that is going to be a precious little mouthful. That outside layer of the lamb is so good. The inside is sweet and juicy, tender. And with the gravy or the sauce, outrageous. So next time, do something a bit different. Yum. Guys, this is for the ultimate steak, a blowout meal, something special for the weekend. This is a double steak, double thickness. This will feed 2 greedy or 4 people. We're gonna create an incredible crust, amazing flavor, and still get beautiful, blushing, juicy meat on the middle. This is taking steak to a completely different level. Let me show you how to do it. This isn't about the everyday. This is about going the extra mile to create a weekend feast. Trust me, your friends and family will love you for this one. This is the côte de bœuf. It's been French trimmed. That means the meat off this bone has been removed. It's got 2 different cuts within the one cut. So we've got this cap meat here, which is darker, it's delicious, it's sweet. It's the bit that I always fight over on a roast 4 rib of beef. Then you've got this eye meat here, kind of a little bit more like a tasty sort of sirloin of steak. Notice the intramuscular fat, right? This is a good thing. It means that fat will melt and season and take care of that meat, and it means flavor. To go with the ultimate steak, I want to give you the ultimate golden crunchy roast potatoes. Get yourself some Maris Pipers. I've tested loads of these and they're the best. I'll just peel it with a knife, and that's what I want. A nice 2 squash ball sized piece of potato. Parboil them for longer than normal, around 12 minutes, until they're almost a bit mushy. Drain and let them steam till dry for an awesome crunch on the outside and extra fluffiness on the inside. Let's do it, let's cook it. So we'll preheat the tray and the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. We're going to use 2 fats here. Olive oil, butter. That's going to give it colour and a lovely sweetness. Then we're going to go in with a really important herb to beef and potatoes. Good old rosemary. Apparently an antidepressant, so we can all do with a little bit of that. One more thing, guys, to take it to that extra place. 1 bulb of garlic, no peeling, no mucking about. Just give it a good old spank and into that fat. Right, now you want to coat all the spuds. Give them a big fat herby kiss of love and a good sprinkling of sea salt. Bung in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour at 220 until golden and crisp. Now, time to cook up the steak. So what I want to do is show you how to perfect the perfect steak. First up, I'll give it a good rub all over with sea salt and finely ground black pepper. Beef loves pepper. You want to get this out of the fridge an hour and a half before you cook it, because if I took you off a beach in Ibiza and threw you in the sea in Iceland, right, you'd be like, ah! And that's what that meat's going to do if you try and cook it like that from the fridge, right? So we want it to be nice and gentle. So in this pan, I'm going to add some oil. I'm going to go in fat side down. Let's get the fat touching the pan first. Let's get that fat rendering, and it'll also put more fat in the pan, which will kiss the meat later. I'm just sealing the steak at the moment. Then put it onto the face, just like that. Now you remember, we want to go for double steaks, right? Double steaks allows us the ability to create that bark, that crust, that flavour, that beautiful, beautiful look and feel, okay? You can't do that with a regular single portion of steak. Cooking at the weekend is all about taking the time to create something special. So turn that steak every minute for perfect results. Look at the fat dancing around here, okay? That's what we want. That's going to create that amazing flavour. Next up, make yourself a herb brush. Any woody herbs will do. Rosemary, thyme, oregano. Get a wooden spoon out and tie up all the herbs with a piece of string. Ah, flavour, perfume, care, simplicity itself. Absolutely gorgeous. I like the beef medium rare, but my wife loves it just blushing. So I'm going to cook it for 6 minutes on each side. Once it's gnarly and gorgeous on the outside, give it a good baste with the juices from the pan and leave it to rest for 4 minutes. Now, an amazing tip to take your ultimate roast potatoes to a whole new level. Get down to Boots. Go and get those funny little spritzer things that your wife buys to put things on her hair or on her face, or I don't know what the girls do with this stuff, and do something really real with it, right? We're going to plonk in some herbs, any spices, anything that gets your thing going, right? I want to fill this up with a kind of flavoured or spiced vinegar, cider vinegar, white wine vinegar. Even here, I've used chili and red wine vinegar, right? I have 2 or 3 of these hanging about, and when I'm roasting meats or potatoes, I pull it out when it's sizzling and put it back in the oven, and it gives it this little hidden, invisible something, right? This is proper secret stuff. I shouldn't be telling you this stuff. This is how we go the extra little level in the restaurants, okay? And that's what you get. When the potatoes are nearly done, spritz on that layer, back in, 30 seconds, dehydrates, sticks to it. It's gonna be subtle, don't worry. I'm not talking like fish and chips, but there's gonna be that little bit of something on the little bit of crust, on that little bit of roast potato that just punches you in the face and goes, Booyakasha! Shimon! Ow! That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Tell you what we're gonna do, the next bit, we need to squash them. The ultimate roast potato needs to be squashed, okay? Get something flat on top, and we're just gonna squash it. The fluffiness comes out, the crispy bit goes flat, so we're gonna get more surface area of crisp and more fluff exposed. Finish them off with another spritz of vinegar and a final sizzle in the oven. Now it's time to slice up our steak. Season with sea salt and mix some good quality extra virgin olive oil with the juices. Drizzle all over the steak to keep it lovely and moist. Juicy steak, the ultimate roast potatoes, and a fresh lemon and watercress salad. Now that's a proper weekend treat. So look at that. Ultimate steak. The ultimate toasty. Oozy on the inside, but topped off with a crown of crispy cheese. We're not using flashy sourdough bread. We're using a nice, humble white bloomer. About a centimetre thick. Get yourself some nice butter. Room temperature always helps. A fairly light buttering, and do both sides of the butter. Get yourself a box grater, and you can use any cheese that you love. That's gonna melt nicely. A good cheddar at Red Leicester, fantastic. Once the cheese is grated, pile a handful onto your buttered bread and give it a squeeze. And we're gonna put it into the pan. You'll need your frying pan on a low to medium heat. So what we wanna do is spend about 3 minutes on each side getting it beautiful and golden. It's that perfect temperature to get the middle oozy. Now I'm gonna place some weight on the top and just use whatever you got around you, just to weigh it down flat. So, okay, let's remove the weights now. And we have here a perfectly legitimate toasted cheese sandwich, right? Lovely. And many would be happy with that, okay? I ain't, right? I'm gonna grate a layer of cheese around the bottom of my little pan here. And almost think of it like a little doily. And we're gonna take this cheese sandwich and we're gonna put it bang on top. And in the course of a minute and a half, it brings out completely different flavors from the cheese. So you can see the fat splitting from the cheese, and that's another opportunity. Fat is coming out. Fat means we can add flavor. It's just a tiny little pinch of KM. Tiny. You probably won't even see it, but you will taste it. Not as in hot, but as in like kick. Be quite rough with it. Don't worry, don't be scared of it. And then you get underneath it and you just hold it. And by the time that we count to 30, we've then created our crown. I mean, I would love to cook that for the Queen. Then we put a little bit more cheese and we put it in the middle. And this is the final turn. 4 turns to perfection, guys, 4 turns. For perfection in the eating, you've got to leave it for 2 minutes, because inside that toasty, you know, the cheese is like 1 billion degrees Celsius. Let's get the brown going, the ketchup going. Go and grab that mango chutney out the back of the cupboard. This is what makes the world go round. Crispy, gooey, fluffy, golden perfection. So I'm going to show you how to make the perfect pork belly. And it's a tough one. How do you get that incredible crackling, but then melt in your mouth, tender, juicy, gorgeous pork belly, right? A nice hunk of that, right? That's what I'm gonna give you. This is a beautiful basic recipe that works every single time, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna get crackling, you're gonna get meat, and you're gonna get massive smiles around the table. So guys, let's start with the pork. Go to your butchers. You want a free-range bit of pork. Look for marbling. And this fat will mostly render out, but the journey out kisses, looks after, takes care of the meat. Why am I doing a big chunk? Well, leftovers from this are gonna be amazing. Whether you freeze it, fridge it, use it within the week after, it's gonna be amazing. And I'm gonna show you how to score it. Now, there's a little secret weapon, Stanley knife. So get a Stanley knife, change the blade. I don't want your grubby old blade from doing your DIY. And what's good about this is the fact that this blade can go up and down and it clicks, right? And we know that we can click that down and that's gonna go through the skin and score, and you're not gonna get into that meat, which means that juiciness is optimized, okay? I'm gonna go down the middle and I'm gonna score all the way down, take the skin, and I'm just gonna score it maybe every centimeter, almost like herringbone. So that's one side done. But what you'll notice is as I open it up, can you see that kind of concertina out? Heat can get in quicker, flavor can get in more. This is gonna be amazing. Turn it around, so score it up around here as well. And then I wanna make a flavored salt. It's a really exciting part of cooking. We're gonna use lovely spices and herbs. First one is coriander seeds, then fennel seeds, then black pepper. 2 tablespoons each, and 2 tablespoons of sea salt. Then 2 bay leaves. Pull out that little central stalk here and bash it. Now is the time to use it. Rub it in, all the little crooks and crannies. Let it get in there. So I've added a little bit of olive oil there. That little bit of oil helps the rendering. But I want to brush off the seasoning from the skin now. Brush it off because it's inside there. And let's get 4 lovely white onions. Leave the skin on, and I'm going to cut it into quarters. This is going to roast as a trivet under the pork. And the skin stops the onions from scalding. So use the onion to prop up the pork. You want it all to roughly be on the same plane. And then it's going to go into the oven at full whack, which is roughly around 230 degrees Celsius or 250, which is about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. That takes about 40 minutes to an hour. Then I'll show you what to do next. In the meantime, I am going to get soap and I'm going to just clean this place down. It is going to be spick and span, and that includes me. The pork is looking amazing, and as that crackling's just getting perfect, I want to clank up a load of veg. We've got lovely potatoes, leave the skin on. Chunk them up into like inch chunks. In it goes. And then we'll do exactly the same with the fennel and the carrots. Got some celery here as well. Take some herbs, like rosemary. A whole bulb of garlic, leave the skin on. Just literally break it up. So season it with salt and pepper, then give it a really good mixing, but there's no oil here. So what we're gonna do is take the pork out of the oven. Look at that, come on! We have crackling, but now we have to change attitude towards the cooking because high heat gives you crackle, but it's gonna make this meat underneath tough. So now we're gonna go to the oven and we're gonna turn it down to 150 degrees Celsius, which is about 300 Fahrenheit, okay? So we've gone from high to low cooking. This is the genius. What we have underneath, listen to that crackling. Oh. So what we have here, ladies and gents, is the potential for the most amazing homemade gravy. People are gonna go nuts for this. We have already got guaranteed crunchy crackling, right? So I wanna guarantee you tenderness. So we're gonna do that by another brilliant technique that I love. So I'm gonna take this pork, put it straight onto the bars, put it back sort of towards the top of the oven. The veg goes underneath, and literally that fat, as it melts out of the pork belly, is gonna rain over all those beautiful veggies. It's gonna be incredible. Cook it for about 3 to 4 hours at 150 degrees Celsius, which is about 300 Fahrenheit, and you'll know when it's cooked when that meat just pulls apart and it's beautiful. We are at the end of the story, the best bit, right? When everything comes out, we have an amazing gravy. It smells so good in here. This recipe is rock solid. It's gonna look after you. And what's nice is as that pork cooked and rained fat onto these incredible veggies, I just mixed it up every now and again, like every hour. Look at that, just amazing. Wow, incredible crackling, outrageous. Oh my Lord, come on. Right, enough talking, let's get into the pork. Look at that. Come on, man. Just incredible. Tender, juicy. If I squeeze it, just juice galore. Really amazing. You have got these ribs here, and look how much meat will come off these. Just absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Just absolutely beautiful. Oh, right. I'm peaking too soon. Time to plate up a portion. So caramelized and delicious. Come on. Oh, yes, you know it makes sense. Let's try that. So good. The flavour of the pork is amazing, tender as you like. Crunch. The veg is so tasty. So guys, please don't just watch this and do nothing. Go shopping tomorrow. Go buy some pork belly. Click the link, get the recipe, take care. Lovely people, we are gonna make the most incredible mac and cheese. I've got a recipe for you that's gonna blow your mind. You interested? Let's do this. First up, a nice big knob of butter into a pan. Finely slice 3 of these onions. As the butter comes up to the heat, 15 minutes to make these onions go sweet and gorgeous. Medium-high heat, a stir every now and again, beautiful. So after 15 minutes, you can see the onions have shrunk back down, it's lightly golden. So I'll take 3 tablespoons of flour, and that's our thickening agent to turn our milk into a silky, gorgeous sauce. And that will immediately suck up all of the moisture from the onions. And then I've got a litre of milk. So slowly, slowly, we'll add that milk. As soon as it's absorbed, we'll add some more. So the rest of the milk goes in, and we're gonna let that simmer while we cook the pasta. So of course, we're using macaroni. I'm only gonna cook this for 5 minutes. I wanna half cook the pasta, and then let this simmer while we get onto the other flavorings of this sauce. So when it comes to choosing the cheese, you could do one, of course you could, but I want to do it my style, right? I want that balance of flavor, depth of flavor, and stringiness, ooziness. 100 grams of cheddar. Now that's a good flavor and a good melter. Then we're gonna go to a really stringy, gorgeous cheese. So this is a raclette, but you could absolutely use a lovely Gruyere. 100 grams goes in like that. And then Parmesan. I'll do that on a finer side. And Parmesan just has that amazing ability to join up flavors, make it all make sense. Now let's just talk about nutrition. This is not a green dish, but it is one of the most beautiful things ever. But also, as indulgent as this is, it's a brilliant carrier of seasonal veggies. So lovely fresh or frozen peas, bang, amazing. Get an asparagus in there, fantastic. Handful of spinach. But today, we're keeping it really simple. And this pasta has had nearly 5 minutes. Get into this pasta water and steal some of this starchy water, and we might need that later. We've only half cooked the pasta, and there's good reason for that, because when it carries on its journey of cooking, it's sucking up that flavor, not water. So I'll get that in, and I'll save back just a little bit for on top later. A teaspoon of English mustard gives it an amazing color and gentle heat. A little hack of a friend of mine that they swore by. And I tried it, and I did it as a blind taste because I swore that it wouldn't work, and it did. Mango chutney, 1 teaspoon. Slightly strange, but go with it. We're gonna add a little bit of this starchy water to get ooziness and silkiness. So it's really important to do this off the heat. We don't wanna be boiling cheese. At this point in the story, we go in with our macaroni, give it a nice little toss up. I'm excited, and I forgot one seasoning. Of course, Worcestershire sauce. A good couple of little swigs in there, and we are good to go. We're gonna take this gorgeous, silky, pasta-y goodness. Look at that. So that goes in the oven for half an hour at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit. Now, what I wanna do to make it even better is contrast that creamy, cheesy gorgeousness. So we're gonna make a pan grattata. Bacon, herb, garlic, what's not to love? As it starts to get lightly golden, that is your cue to put the breadcrumbs in. And these flavored breadcrumbs are like a gift on a simple pasta dish, even lovely stews, amazing. These breadcrumbs have gone golden and crunchy. They smell amazing. Come on, half an hour. Oh, look at that. Come on. Mac and cheese, beautifulness. Crack. Come on. You know it makes sense. A few beautiful salad leaves. The ultimate smoky bacon. Crispy bits. Enough talking, let's just eat it. That's what we want. Nice cheesy bits. Like the depth of flavour is off the hook. One of the things I like to do, which is my own personal problem, is to take a vulnerable, empty gem lettuce leaf and then load it with mac and cheese. And I actually do this at home, and my kids are around the table, and they're just looking at me going, you are such an idiot, you are like. But then when they try it, they realise that I'm a missionary, trying to make the world a better place through mac and cheese. Don't judge me. I say no more, but click the link and cook it. You'll love it.